Hi there and welcome to Sean Cameron Photographic. Now, if like me that you find your prints come out much darker than on your LCD monitor, and again, like me, you've scanned the internet for all the answers you can find, I bet all you've discovered is that, number one, a backlit screen is much brighter than the printer can print on paper. True, but not terribly helpful. The difference between the emitted light from your monitor and the reflected light from your print is totally different. It's true. But knowing that doesn't necessarily solve the problem. You've shown your images online and now somebody wants a print. They expect it to be the same. Explaining about emitted versus reflected light isn't gonna cut it. So, what's next? Well, we've all heard about reducing the light in the room so the screen is the brightest thing. I can see that turning the monitor down might help. But how do you control how everybody else sees the image on their computer? Phones, tablets, etc. You can't do that, can you? No. Number three, you need to calibrate your printer and screen. Also true, but not necessarily the answer that you're looking for. I know it wasn't the answer I was looking for. I've already done that. Can you imagine it? You see, Mr. Customer, I know it's a bit dark, but you viewed it on your backlit iPad. So what do you expect? It's not my fault. Yeah, that's not going to work, is it? Number four, check the paper and ink profiles. Yeah, done that. Number five, make sure your printer's own profile is switched off. Yeah. But what if none of that worked? Well, I'll tell you what I used to do. I used to increase the exposure in the overall image and then again in the shadows. So I bring the shadows up because that's where generally it's most noticeably dark. In fact, you can actually lose all detail when printing against those darker areas. Conversely, a white dog against a light background won't really suffer the same problem. The drawback with bringing up the shadows is that you can be left with an image that's really washed out. And increasing just the exposure can blow out the whites. Drawing back the whites just increases the washed out effect. You can counter that by using the contrast, clarity, or even dehaze. But basically, you've just undone everything you did previously, and the print will still be dark. Well, don't worry. In the press room at Crufts, a guy showed me a really good method, and this was a couple of years ago, and it's a workaround, and it's so simple. Okay, you open the image and do any adjustments as normal. Okay, so you go up to Layer and you click Duplicate. So basically you get a background copy. Make sure that it's highlighted and then change Normal to Screen. You see how much brighter it's got now. Take the slider down to 25% and it's ready for printing. Yes, believe it or not, it is that simple. When you print, make sure that the Photoshop manages the colours and then we print. And here's the finished print. Cool, eh? Now, of course, that's when you fiddle around with the images because you've shot raw and then we adjust them and we expose them. To be quite honest, if you shoot JPEG, you shouldn't have any problems because the camera's already sorted that out and we haven't played around with it. But it's worth knowing and solving the problem. Anyway, recently, the first time I used the Z9 in the studio, I encountered a hitch. But don't panic, it's an easy thing to sort. I was using a Godox DE400 studio flash with a 150cm octagonal softbox for the subject and a couple of old Lencarta 200s for the background. You didn't really need to know all that, I just thought you might be interested. Now, the default shutter speed for flash seems to be 160. Though I've got to be honest, with the customers watching me inspectantly, I haven't really had a chance to play with it. I felt a little bit under pressure, let's say the least. Shouldn't have been using a new camera. That's the bottom line. Anyway, I took the first few shots and I found that only one was any good, as the other two had the telltale mark of the old curtain. Hang on a minute, it doesn't have one. It's still there. Anyway, still had the black band across the top. Now, the camera was now showing a different shutter speed. In fact, it seemed to be bracketing. So I tried it again and a couple of times more, and by default, or by my tampering, the manual setting was set up for flash bracketing. Now, if yours does the same, this is how you sort it. Cut to the chase. Now you go to the custom setting menu, scroll down to bracketing, flash or E. Then E6 is auto bracketing mode M. If like me that you found that it's set for flash speed, change it to flash only. Problem solved. Okay, finally, I've tested positive for the horrendous COVID virus. It's caused me to cancel jobs, but on the upside, that should mean that I get plenty of time to answer all of your comments. I'm sorry I haven't replied earlier, but it has been a little bit busy. It won't be for the next couple of weeks, apparently. Hopefully I'll be doing another video next week, but in the meantime, if you like this video, this very short video, please like it. If you really liked it and you haven't subscribed, then please subscribe. If you have subscribed, thank you so much. It means an awful lot to me. And finally, take care of yourselves and see you soon. Well, I hope. Yeah, no, I will. Take care and see you soon. Bye.